This video is for entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Josh. In today's video, I wanted to share with you the best investing platforms for 2022. I'll be going over 3 different categories in this video. The first one is ETFs and managed funds. The second one is stocks, and stocks especially in New Zealand, Australia, and US plus overseas stocks. And the third one is crypto, the best crypto exchanges, fiat to crypto. So fiat to crypto essentially means an on-ramp or allows you to exchange your dollars into crypto. And the second part of crypto will be crypto to crypto exchanges. So if you already have Bitcoin or if you already have other cryptocurrencies, these exchanges allow you to exchange one crypto into another. So that'll be the 3 categories that I'll talk about in today's video. Most of the platforms that I'll be talking about today are platforms that I personally use. So in terms of safety, I'm actually quite comfortable sleeping at night knowing that some of my money is tied up in these platforms. But something unexpected could definitely happen, especially with the exchanges relating to crypto, because they're newer, they're less regulated. There's no guarantee that all of these will be safe. So always do your own research. But personally, I'm very comfortable with the safety of these platforms. And secondly, I will have referral links down below if you do decide to sign up with these platforms. You can use the links down below. You'll get some kind of benefit and I will too, and that will greatly support the channel. And as always, none of this is financial advice. I'm not recommending you to buy, hold, or sell any cryptocurrencies, stocks, or ETFs. This video is for educational purposes only and me sharing my experiences using these platforms. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's talk about the first category, which is the ETFs and managed funds category. And my preferred platform for this is InvestNow. InvestNow is a New Zealand-based investment platform providing online access to KiwiSaver, managed funds, and term deposits. So they do more than just managed funds and ETFs. You can also have your KiwiSaver with them as well. Now they offer direct access to 150 plus managed funds from a range of expert fund managers, and you can invest in their funds on a one-off basis or on a regular investment plan. The investment minimum is $50 when part of your regular investment plan. So if your dollar cost averaging over time, the minimum is only $50. Or if you're looking for a one-off investment, the minimum is $250. Now, the good part about InvestNow is that they won't charge you any fees for buying ETFs. So that is, quite unique in New Zealand because other platforms might charge you a fee for that. They also offer dividend reinvestment plans. So essentially when a company or fund pays you a dividend reinvestment plan allows you to buy back those shares using those dividends that you receive. So this is an easy set and forget investment method. All you need to do is set up a regular payment from your bank into InvestNow, and they'll allocate that money based on what you want to buy. So for example, you can choose 50% allocated into the NZX 50 and 50% allocated into the S&P 500. So every week or every fortnightly or every month, your money goes in and it gets invested into those financial products. So that's a very handy tool for passive investing. But do note that you will still get charged the fees from the funds. So the funds will always have a fund fee, which is how they make money. And you can't get around that, but no one else can either on other platforms. So this is quite standard. And as well as that, some of these managed funds do charge you a trade fee, and that usually covers costs like the buy-sell spread, for example. So that's something to consider. But in terms of InvestNow, I have personally used it before. As you can see, I don't have any cash in there because I've taken out all my investment. But if I were to start investing in ETFs and managed funds, InvestNow would be the place that I would go. Now, another honorable mention to ETFs as well as managed funds is Kernel. Kernel Wealth is a New Zealand-based fund manager, and they provide quite unique funds in the market. So for example, they provide an NZX 20 fund. Usually we hear about the NZX 50, but not so much the NZX 20. So Kernel funds provide relatively unique, they don't really overlap with any other fund manager out there. For example, they also provide thematic funds which track the electric vehicles innovation Kensho ETF as well as the Kensho Moonshots innovation ETF. So Kernel Wealth, definitely one to consider. Do note that they have a $3 monthly account fee, whereas InvestNow doesn't. So that's something to consider, especially if you're investing over $1,000 with Kernel. They will charge you $3 per month. Now, their fund fees are also relatively low compared to the average, and that's because they are a passive investor. So they just track back an ETF. Now let's move on to stocks in New Zealand, and by far the best platform is Sharesies. There's a reason why Sharesies is so huge in New Zealand, and that's because they've really made investing in New Zealand cheap. So the fees for Sharesies is 0.5% for up to $3,000, and above $3,000 is 0.1%. So this is a lot cheaper than what we had from ASB as well as direct broking. And no matter how much you want to buy, it's usually cheaper on Sharesies. So there's a good reason why they are number one. However, there are a few downsides to Sharesies. The first one is that you can't participate in any shareholder votes, because under the Sharesies structure, you don't own the shares under your specific name. It's owned under the Sharesies nominee account for your benefit. So you do own the shares, but it's under a nominee account, and that's why it makes it a little bit cheaper. Whereas with ASB and direct broking, you actually own the shares under your name, which allows you to participate in shareholder votes, go to shareholder meetings, as well as invest in dividend reinvestment plans. Sharesies doesn't offer these features yet as of recording this video, so hopefully they'll be able to implement these in the near future. Now let's talk about stocks in Australia. The best platform for stocks in Australia is Interactive Brokers. I've talked about Interactive Brokers before on the channel recently, so I'll leave links to the videos down below as well. So for Australian shares, Interactive Brokers charge $5 minimum per order, or 0.08% fee per trade value. Now I've compared the fees of Interactive Brokers and Sharesies for FX and trade fees for ASX stocks, and as you can see over here, for amounts above $1,000, Interactive Brokers is usually cheaper than Sharesies. But for any amounts around $100 or anything below $1,000, usually Sharesies has the advantage. So if you're into micro investing, then Sharesies might be cheaper, but for most people, I'd say Interactive Brokers is a better option. Not only that, Interactive Brokers is also my preferred pick for US stocks and international stocks out there as well. So to give you some context on what's available or the range of Interactive Brokers, you can invest in stocks, options, futures, currencies, bonds, funds from a single integrated account. They're in 135 different markets and 33 different countries, and 23 different currencies are available on that exchange. So for example, if you want to buy anything from the London Stock Exchange or Hong Kong, especially for you guys interested in Alibaba or Tencent, then that's definitely one to consider as well. Now, in terms of the Interactive Broker fees, I won't go into too much detail as I've covered that in my more detailed Interactive Brokers video, but I just want to mention that the fees for shares in the US is about 10 times cheaper than a platform like Hatch that also offers US stocks in New Zealand. So they charge 0.35 cents for each share that you buy, and there's a minimum per order amount of 35 cents per trade. In terms of FX fees, this is just unparalleled. This is way cheaper than anyone else out there. So the commissions is 0.2 basis points and a minimum per order of $2. So what this means essentially is that you could trade up to 100,000 US dollars and only be charged $2 for that conversion. So that is a very cheap FX fee, and on top of the cheap trade fee, this makes Interactive Brokers one of the best platforms for Australian as well as US and international stocks as well. Now I do have to give an honorable mention to Hatch. Hatch is a platform that allows Kiwis to buy US stocks. The advantage that I would give to Hatch over Interactive Brokers is that Hatch operates a much more simpler platform. They don't have as many functions, which make it also simpler, and for a beginner investor it might be more friendly to them because you don't have so many buttons that you can click on. But the thing is that with that simplicity also comes less functions, and where you want to start incorporating options into your strategy, then Hatch can't facilitate that. Another benefit to Hatch as well is that they have very good customer service support. So if you email Hatch or you send them a message during the day, they usually get back to you on the same day. Whereas with Interactive Brokers, what I find is that it usually takes them one day because of the time zone differences. So that's one to consider if you're interested in Hatch. So now let's move on to cryptocurrency platforms. The first one that I want to talk about is New Zealand dollar to crypto platforms. So if you have New Zealand dollars and you want to buy crypto, then the best platform that I would personally use is Easy Crypto. Easy Crypto is a platform that I've been using for over a year now. So I've made a video on how you can buy Bitcoin in less than 10 minutes with Easy Crypto over here. So check that out if you're interested. Easy Crypto is still cheaper than Binance peer-to-peer, and it's a lot cheaper than other platforms out there that offer you the ability to buy crypto using a credit card, because credit card fees usually come in at about 3 to 4%. So Easy Crypto fees are around the 1% mark, just above 1%, including FX fees. So it's one of the better options out there. Now, if you're looking to buy crypto using Australian dollars, then the platform that I would use is Independent Reserve. Independent Reserve is an Australian exchange, and that allows you to buy crypto using Australian dollars as well as New Zealand dollars. The fees are slightly lower than Easy Crypto, especially if you're just using Australian dollars, because you don't have to pay some of the bank charges involved. But if you're dealing with large amounts of New Zealand dollars, it might actually be cheaper to go with Independent Reserve. However, I do have to warn you that some of the people that have commented on my comparison video of Easy Crypto and Independent Reserve, they've tried to actually deposit New Zealand dollars from banks from New Zealand and having issues with that. So if you're not with ASB, then you might have issues with sending New Zealand dollars over, and you might be charged additional fees to make it not so worthwhile. So if you're using New Zealand dollars, just be careful about that. And that's why I would tend to go with Easy Crypto for New Zealand dollar purchases of crypto. But if you have Australian dollars, then Independent Reserve is a very good option for you. So now let's talk about crypto to crypto exchanges. The two that stand out to me are Binance and KuCoin. I've used these two platforms since 2017, and I really like them because of how cheap it is to transfer crypto to crypto. The fees start at 0.1%, but if you own the native token on the platform, so if you own BNB or KCS, which is the KuCoin token, then they'll give you some kind of rebate. So for Binance, it drops to as low as 0.075%, so it gives you a 25% rebate, and KuCoin drops down to 0.08%, I believe. Binance is the largest platform by trade volume, and KuCoin is a smaller platform, which does give it a benefit over Binance in that KuCoin might list some of the smaller tokens. So if you're looking to, go into an altcoin that's quite obscure or no one really knows about, then KuCoin is definitely one to consider because they offer these smaller token listings. So that is something to consider. They have different functionalities, and I really quite like KuCoin. I'll make another video on it in a later date on a unique function that I think would excite most people. But that's all for today's video. Let me know what you think about these platforms. As I mentioned before, this is not a recommendation for you to buy, hold, or sell stocks, crypto, or ETFs. And if you're interested, check out the links down below. If you do use those links, I will get some kind of commission, and that will greatly help me, continue what I'm doing here on this channel. So thank you guys for watching. Share this video with someone who you think will benefit from this information. And until next time, guys, take care.